Hey guys, Irish here. So today on the Spotlight, we are going to be having a battle between irock, who's going to be playing as Yukari, and Jouga, who's going to be playing as Alice. These are both excellent players, so let's see what they're bringing to the table. irock, not bringing too much defensive systems, or any defensive cards really, except for just two Hangekis, and I'm thinking that might be just in general that he thinks that really he doesn't need to bring much against Alice, just because, I don't know, a lot of people don't think Alice has strong pressure, but what he is actually bringing a lot of is he's bringing antimatters, and those are going to be incredibly helpful for Okizeme if he can pull off the setups and do it correctly. He's also going to be bringing out Ron, which of course, Ron, amazing pressure tool, and quadruple barrier could actually help out in defense a little bit, but it's definitely not a traditional defensive option. It's a 4 cost after all. And then when we go over and look at Jouga's deck, his deck actually is a little bit more defensive in the sense that he does have 3 coins, and those coins are going to help out so much against Yukari's pressure. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, you can leave a comment in the section below, but I think the futuristic puppet, the 3 of them that he has, actually have startup invincibility, so he can be using that as a defensive option as well. He's going to be bringing out 4 of the 2/3/6s, those are the volatile dolls, and those are going to help him cancel out a lot of things like 6/6A or other unsafe moves on right block and make him a bit safer. He's also going to be bringing returning doll, which again helps make him so much safer in neutral. And interestingly enough, he's only going to be bringing out 1 of the 1,000 doll spears, just 1, only 1, and also just 1 SP doll. Very interesting deck from Jouga, so let's see how it pans out and jump right in. So both of these players are incredibly good players, so as a result of that, I'm probably going to have to, go back and just really sit down and analyze these closely, because especially between irock's crazy pressure and Jouga's crazy neutral, they got some good stuff going on, and there you can actually see excellent play by irock. He goes in on the J5A and starts dashing up, where most people, I think, start to predict that Yukari's going to go in for the 2A staggers, right? And then she's going to go into pressure after that. But instead, he used 6/6A, or maybe it was 6/6B, I'm not too sure. But one of the 6/6s at any rate to hit high, and then allow him to continue pressure off that wrong block. So, amazing mid-screen, like, right at the beginning of round 1 from irock. Now here, that's going to be really difficult to convert, and irock is actually going to be able to use Monsoon to tech out of that, so that's a bit of a difficult situation. And there, you can see Jouga, he's saying, no way dude, I'm not staying in pressure any longer than I have to. He actually border escapes the very first hit from irock there. As soon as he saw that 6A, it's gone, out of there, doesn't want to put up with that. And a good knockdown there, using 6/6C to keep him in block stun just a little bit longer, and oh my god, if you can actually see, yep, right there, Alice's returning doll actually stuffs the J5A, and as a result of that, he's going to get the counter 8 J6A. So you can see how Alice's returning doll can be just so powerful in neutral. I think that J5A would have whiffed regardless, but if it hadn't whiffed, or if it hadn't been in a whiff distance, would have been really juicy. Ooh, and a good J6A there. irock, and anybody who plays against Alice, you gotta be careful about doing those high jump 9s and doing those diagonal jumps straight into Alice's J6A territory, because that's where Alice really excels. And here, Jouga actually being pretty patient. He saw the 4 card in his hand, and he said, you know what, I'm just gonna graze forward, I'm gonna wait on this a little bit, and irock with the absolutely crazy charge 6A there. So here, I think irock, after getting hit by that first J6A, after he tried doing a high jump 9, he decided to back away from that. And you see now that he's actually doing stuff like he's throwing out 2 bullets in quick succession before he jumps into neutral, to kind of, because you see Alice's J6A has quite a bit of recovery on it, so if you throw out the second bullet, it can actually catch the recovery. Yeah, I think if you see how his movement is working right now, he's being a little bit more patient. See? Jumping up, waiting to bait out those J6As before he actually commits to moving in. irock immediately recognizing that J6A is a big threat for him. And yeah, right now, what Jouga I think is trying to do is he was actually trying to space him around that. He was trying to use his J6A specifically just to kind of get him into that knockdown territory, but irock is so like expecting that. He's ready for it, so he's not getting caught by it. and a great J2A there. Actually gets the wrong block off of it, and there, really greedy stuff. Most people, after blocking Ron, they're gonna go for the pressure reset, right? They're gonna dash up, they're gonna do 2A, but irock is like, hey, guy doesn't have any orbs left, and he's probably gonna respect me, so I'm just gonna straight up go for the charge 5B, and it worked. Irock's pressure tech is crazy. And something irock is actually very good at doing is, he's very good at sort of figuring out where opponents start to wrong block, and capitalizing off that. And this is something I've spoken with irock about before. He actually keeps a mental, like a mental tally, really, of how often somebody wrong blocks each certain move, and that's, you know, that's really difficult to do. So let's jump into the second match and see if there's anything that Jouga can do to kind of escape and pressure, if there's any adjustments that he makes, or if he's just going to get caught here. So here, chicken blocking, and okay, that was actually really good. That was like, he delayed the what's it called, the air tech a little bit, so that he could actually mess up the, like, the air tech catch there, and then he decides to go in with the J6A, or the J5A. Not sure, it was a little bit ago. You can rewind and see what it was. And Sun Shower here, Jouga definitely does not want to get put into pressure. And instead he puts irock into pressure, and any of those wrong blocks in Sun Shower result in a crush. Ooh, and Jouga getting tagged by the anti-air 2Bs. Is irock going to go for it again? No, he's actually backing off a little bit more in neutral here, and he actually gets hit for it. I think Jouga's starting to expect that irock is waiting a little bit on him to come out with the J6A, so he's taking advantage of that, and great futuristic puppet there. But yeah, he's taking advantage of irock waiting in neutral for those J6As, and he's like, okay, irock's gonna go out, he's gonna throw out bullets, and then he's gonna approach me after he throws out the bullets. So I'm just gonna take advantage of that and graze in when he thinks I'm gonna J6A. And it's worked out really well for him. He actually took the round off that. Okay, and yeah, there's, you know, irock's defensive play again. Go into the corner, J6C, J5C, do whatever you can, get this man off you. Ooh, and that cross-up was so well blocked there by Jouga. It's so difficult to see coming, but that one is actually air unblockable, and Jouga's not going to be able to block it. irock here, getting a great conversion, and he actually resets it knowing that it's Sun Shower, and if he's careful he could get another combo, but Jouga did not fall for it. Now here is the knockdown. He does have antimatter, but he doesn't actually use it correctly. Well, he does use it correctly, excuse me. It's just that he predicted that Jouga would tech out of the corner, but he actually didn't. Jouga just jumped straight up, off neutral. And a good knockdown there. Ooh, and irock saying, you know what, you're a little bit too far away from me for you to actually be able to, you know, get proper Okizeme, so he just high jumps on Wake Up. And that's where irock's pressure is so deadly. Going into those J6As, I think Jouga knows that, and he sees that Ron was building up to you know, having the full 3 meter for it in his deck, and now he's going to be able to do it, and there we go. And he actually catches the border escape off that. But a great 6-6A, and he's going to get the knockdown. 1-4C, and the barrier there. Actually, such a great use by irock, but because it trades in this really, like, awkward position where it only gets 1 hit, Jouga actually does not take the full brunt of it, and he's able to wake up before irock recovers. It's very interesting. You know, and that's something you might actually want to take a look at in this matchup in general is, you know, measure Alice's 6A against that quadruple barrier and see whether or not it's really a good option, because if that's something that happens often, you might just not want to bring it to this matchup. And a great antimatter there makes his neutral a lot more safe, and irock takes the second game as well. irock really just going absolutely ham here. But I think Jouga, you know, what was it, around start of round 1 of the last game, he was doing a better job of adjusting in neutral with his grazing tech. And there's Returning Doll, actually helping him out a little bit with Okizeme. So, you know, Returning Doll, just such a multifaceted tool. You can use it not only for Oki, but also neutral. You can use it as an air-to-air. It looks really powerful. irock again with those charged 6As. And the antimatter, he's probably going to get the setup here. And no, he doesn't quite get the setup. So there, I think the reason why irock was able to escape that air pressure string so easily is because irock had seen, you know what, Jouga's just canceling into bullets off J5A over and over, and he's not actually threatening with a delayed J5A or with a delayed J8A or really anything that's strongly delayed. I think because of that, Jouga, you know, he would have gotten more mileage if he delayed his pressure a little bit more, his air pressure, with melee staggers. And irock teching out of really all of the, out of pretty much all of the setups for dolls here. I think irock is almost constantly teching out of the corner, and that's probably because he sees that Jouga is really just putting all of his dolls, expecting the tech to not occur, so then if he just techs out, you know, there's significantly less Oki going on. Alright, and a returning doll there. Actually, oh, and okay, so there the F5A gets hit out clean by quadruple barrier, so it wasn't like the 6A that happened earlier. So that situation actually works in. Okay, and irock there waiting for the 2B opportunity as Alice comes falling down. Typhoon is on the clock, and yeah, I think unless he uses Little Legion to stall, which he really can't do anymore because of irock's objective boundary, Jouga's gonna have a tough time, and yeah, it's gonna be really difficult for him to survive this. But he might do it if he's crazy. Oh my, he's gonna do it. And yeah, he survives that Typhoon, but at a cost? Oh no, he actually gets out of that. Okay, really well played there by Jouga. I think what happened was that irock was really trying to catch him with teleports too often, instead of just being patient and waiting for him to fall down. And that was a big mistake by irock and Typhoon. He could have finished it, but now it looks like irock's close to losing this round. And yeah, irock always making sure to set up 2Bs whenever Alice is directly above him. And it's really not too dangerous for him to do that against Alice, because I think Alice's best air-to-ground option is probably just going to be J5A. I mean, sure, she can J2A, but it's a little bit risky. And, you know, J5A is not going to beat out a 2B, not with a hitbox. So, really good stuff in neutral there by irock. Okay, and Jouga with a great clean conversion, and there, as soon as he throws out the 4C, irock actually makes the decision not to tech out because he knows he's going to get caught by it. What was irock doing there? Eats a full limit for memeing, I guess. Ooh, and that's actually not going to be... That wasn't going to be a conversion, but it was a frame trap, so well done there. Diamond Dust is active, so now one Ron setup, and he actually tries to do Ron by going 6-2-3 into Ron, but Jouga, I think he predicted that when he saw Ron in his hand, so he border escapes immediately before the 6-2-3, and really well done on escaping that pressure. But Diamond Dust is still active. The irock could activate Antimatter at any moment here and get the crush. Ooh, and he actually predicts the border escape, or, you know, just a jump out there. But Jouga isn't biting. He's like, you know what, you don't have Ron in your hand right now. No reason for me to escape yet. Ooh, wow, and you see, he actually used the exploding doll there to try to catch him, and that's not gonna quite catch him. Unfortunate. Ooh, there's the 1000 Spear doll, trying to get irock to respect his pressure some more. And I think there, irock is gonna have a much more difficult time, especially after that knockdown making a comeback. He's definitely not got enough meter. Ooh, but a really good sharp J6A there. And it ends up catching Jouga. So really well played, incredible stuff from both players. Let's talk about what happened. So, interestingly enough, quadruple barrier, that might have been just a fluke. Whenever it interacted with the 6A, it only hit once, and then as a result of that, Jouga was actually able to get up and, you know, just start whacking him again. I saw irock use Antimatter very well in that matchup. He didn't quite get all of the Okizeme setups off it, where it hits him on wake up, but oftentimes he would lay one down, and then on, you know, sort of whenever Jouga wakes up, he would activate it for neutral purposes, and then use that to cover his approach, and make it much safer for him to go in, because it's way harder for him to do, like, J6A or J5A, for Jouga at least, if he's having to deal with an antimatter that close to him. Aside from that, really interesting defense against Ron by Jouga there. I actually didn't see Jouga being forced to block Ron too often. I think that was just because he was watching irock's meter so carefully. He was being so careful about watching irock's meter, and he was jumping out and border escaping whenever he thought the 623 into Ron was coming. Aside from that, Jouga's deck, I think the returning dolls did a lot of work for Jouga. It was actually able to help him not only for neutral, but also a little bit for Okizeme. Futuristic Puppet, saw him use it once, and it was pretty good. It allowed him to win the round. Little Legion, of course, you know, incredible, and an incredible Alice tool. Really allowing him to get combos, to get pressure, and all sorts of things. So that was really well played. But yeah, I mean, incredible match! I mean, I know I've said well played like a million times, but I really absolutely mean it. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this one, so see you guys later.